Hi guys. Just wanted to do a new video because somehow the video from class yesterday did not record. So I definitely wanted to make sure that there was an orientation video for everybody. So sorry, it's kind of in a weird format, but this is presentation view. So I figured that everybody could see it this way. Plus, then my face wasn't, covering anything. So, as we're going, this is Earth Science B, so the second trimester in Earth Science. I know some of you are coming from Mrs. DeBarra's class, which is completely great and really looking forward to it. And some of you guys are coming from um, my class in A, so which is also really great. So you're going to find some really good changes to the system or to what I have done, and maybe some other changes that you're not so keen about, but um, there is some really good stuff that's going on. So I want to go ahead and go through contact information. So I'm Mrs. Levine, and I am the main teacher of the class. We also have a secondary teacher, so Mr. Ray, and he also teaches and answers questions and does lots of work with us. Here is our contact information, which can also be found under contact information in the classroom. So this is my personal phone number. You can reach me pretty much anytime. Texting is perfectly fine. Just make sure when you text, give me your name so I know who I'm texting. Um, my email, so jlevine@k12insightwa.org. Like I said, you can text, email, or call. Texting usually gets the quickest response. Um, you can text anytime, but after 9 p.m., I won't text you back until the next morning unless it's an absolute emergency. But usually, classroom stuff isn't huge emergencies, but I will text you back first thing in the morning. Mr. Ray, his email is sray@k12insightwa.org. You can reach him by email, call, text, Skype, FaceTime, however you want to reach, and other forms of communication. And he also asks that he gets your name when you text or leave a voicemail. We definitely answer within 24 hours. Sometimes weekends, they start 4 or 5 o'clock. And we are required to answer by the end of Monday. I know I check my emails over the weekend, so a lot of times you will get responses. Here's some topics that we're going to go over this trimester. So we're going to go over the sun's energy. We're going to talk about climate, and we have 3 labs in the first unit. So we have cloud formation, relative humidity and temperature of soil and water. The relative humidity will be on your own, so it's not that bad. We'll go over it on Monday. We're also going to talk about the greenhouse effect and climate change in general. So they both go together, but climate change is a huge topic. We're going to spend a week on the oceans. I have cut out quite a few of the topics just because they don't go over standards. So you will see those on the calendar, and they're also assigned in the classroom. We do have one lab about water density, and that water density goes in with how ocean currents work, and we're going to talk about marine resources. So ocean currents have a big deal to do with marine resources, and the density creates the ocean currents. So that's how those all work together. We're going to talk about carbon cycling, kind of like the water cycle, but it's with carbon. So we have a lab, carbon cycle analysis, and we also have how humans alter cycles. So we're going to talk about that. Human impacts. So this is a big unit. So climate's the big unit, human impact's a big unit. We're going to talk about resources, resource management, conservation, and population statistics. So how the human population affects the world. Throughout all of these, we're going to talk about feedback cycles or feedback loops. Um, so that will be covered throughout every unit. It's going to be our main like focus of how all of these have feedback loops. And then the last unit we're going to do is astronomy. So we're going to talk about the sun, creation of elements, Kepler and Newton's laws, the electromagnetic spectrum, and the Big Bang Theory. So this will be a lot of information in a very short time. So those are the things we're going to cover. All set in place. So so I have December, January, February, and March. So your first assignment that you have is your feedback loops pretest. So we'll get to that. Before Tuesday's class, you have 1.01 and 1.02 to do. They also have quizzes. So every unit you have has a quiz to go with it. 3 points each. They are automatically in the system, so you do not have to go to GoFormative to do those. And then I also have listed the topics for the week. So we have sun and climate. So those are the two things we're going to go over Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You also have 1.03 and 1.04 to do on Tuesday. Wednesday, you have 1.05 to do. And then the cloud formation lab is due on Thursday, so 1.06 cloud formation, and we will be starting those in class. One thing I did forget to put on here is about how classes are going to work. So on the schedule, you will have class. So let me escape out of this and go ahead and add a slide in here because I actually wrote it on the whiteboard. So here's our schedule for classes. And the reason I'm going over this is because it's a little different. So on Tuesdays is the main class. So this class, everyone will attend. So it is open for absolutely everybody to attend, where we will be going over lectures, determining the information that we need to do, and all that kind of fun stuff, watching videos, learning the basics of the concepts. And then Wednesday and Thursday is going to be split up into two different groups. So students with the last name starting with A to L will be attending on Wednesdays, and Thursday will be students last name M through Z. The reason I did do this is because there are a lot of students, and I really want everybody to have a chance to really work through the information. So we're going to be really doing this class based on standards and how well you learn the standards. So maybe you fail a test, but you and I talk, and I can determine that you actually know what's going on, and you can be placed in a standard of 3 or 4, then you would actually get credit for the information. So I want you guys to be able to really work together. We are going to have great conversations. Remember that climate change and all that kind of stuff is really great subjects to talk about. So we will be working through those. Now let's go back to the slideshow. Okay, so we're back. So you have your schedule here. Again, so on the 17th, we're going to talk about greenhouse effect, climate change patterns. Your lab for relative humidity is going to be due on the 15th. And then also you have more sections to do. So Unit 1 is one of the ones that has the most sections. Then we go to winter break. Yay, 2 weeks off. And then we'll come back in January and we'll start with you have a lab due on Monday. So I would suggest getting that done before you go to break, but if anything, it's due. And also, this gives you a chance to attend the help sessions. So I did forget to say help sessions are on Monday and Friday. And depending on grades, one of those days may become targeted for students that are failing or have not completed assignments. So also in every class, I'm going to leave the class open for a half an hour afterwards for any questions. So that'll make up the extra day of help sessions. So again, we talk about climate. Then you have your Unit 1 test, and I'm sorry it wasn't in red. All of the rest of them, all tests are in red. So this will be open. It has not been created yet, so I will get it open. And then we go into Unit 2. So again, your water density lab is due on the 15th. Unit 2 test is on the 16th. So we will be going through all of these. And like I said, I have all the topics listed that we're going to be going over that week. And because there are so many topics, if we don't get through the whole thing, then the rest of it is going to be on your own learning in each one of the sections. So you are responsible for the sections. If we did not cover it in class, there still may be questions on the unit test. So February, same thing, all set up. Feedback loops midterm. So we have a pre-test, midterm, and final for that. So we do also have, I have those listed. This will not be opened until probably the Monday before. So please don't look for it until about the Monday before. And it will be closed. So it is not something you will be able to do at the end of the term. We will have a couple of extra quizzes. Unit 3 or Unit 5 is huge. So Unit 5 is going to come before Unit 4. Unit 5 is quite a big unit. We are taking almost a full 3 weeks for it. So you will have quizzes each week for that. And then as you go through the first week of March, March 11th is the last day. So the first week of March, we may have to do a possible last day in astronomy because it is a big unit. I don't know if we can get through it all without the extra day, but the Unit 4 test is due on the 3rd. And on the 2nd is when your work is due, all the teacher graded assignments. And if you don't turn it in, then you lose the 20% on them. And then you'll have your feedback loops final. And then the rest of the week, these classes will be help sessions and mandatory for students that will not have help sessions. They will be earth science sessions, mandatory for students that are not passing the class at that point. Class recordings, PowerPoints, and guided notes, they are in the classroom. They are under course materials. So if you go into course materials, you select the recordings, guided notes, and PowerPoints. It will come up to look like this. So it will have the date. So I already have 12/5 listed. So orientation, that's the topic. The recording obviously hasn't been added yet because I'm doing it right now. So all you will have to do is click on the recording and it'll automatically take you to it. And also your PowerPoint. So click on the PowerPoint, it'll take you to it. And also guided notes. If we have guided notes, will be added in there, or any additional assignments or videos that we watch will also be added in here. So it is one list and it will be continuous all the way down through the whole trimester. So you will have one spot to go and look for it. I will continue sending out the Word documents that also has this information in it because I think that was helpful for a lot of people. Feedback loops. So Go Formative. So your Go Formative assessments are going to be found in content. Yes, I could not stop using Go Formative. So your unit tests, your pre-tests for feedback loops will be in there. Um, and your final will also be in there. So um, all those things, summary questions, exit tickets, all that stuff will be in Go Formative. Remember, Go Formative does take a little bit longer to transfer your grades into uh, the classroom, but you can see your grades in Go Formative if you go back and look. The other nice thing about Go Formative this trimester, you will be able to do your test retakes in Go Formative. So you will automatically be able to answer in the feedback section on Go Formative and do your test retakes that way. But I will actually give you a how-to on that. So we will be doing that. Plan. So just so you know, you could have up to 6 or 7 things in here from me, only because I did list absolutely everything. So if in your uh, like if you're doing 1.01, I literally put a due date for the unit, I put a due date for the learn, and I did a due date for the quiz. So everything it would be all under the same due date, but at least you have them. And assessments are going to be in there. So like this is assessment for Go Formative. It will be in there. So you could be able to click on that and go. It will be also found in, so it's in the plan. It's also found in assignments like it was last trimester. So remember, you go to tools, you go to assignments, and you can find it easily in there. So like right now, we already had our feedback loops pretest, and we're also going to talk about what you need to do to clear these off of your overdue list. So remember last trimester, it would not clear off your overdue list. So you're actually going to have to go into this. I set them up as just text. You don't have to submit anything like a document. All you need to do is go in there and say you took the test, and then that way it'll take it off your overdue list. Remember, do not go in and put that you submitted the test if you did not. If you do that, I will automatically remove points from your test when you do take it, because all that does is take extra time from the other students. Remember last trimester I told you for every unit or for every assignment, if I get 5 that say that they submit a blank document, I have to open the document and also put in feedback that you submitted a blank document or delete it. So first time you do that, you will get a freebie. Second time, I contact your advisor, you and your learning coach. Third time, it goes to administration, because if you do 5 on every assignment, let's say we have 20 assignments, that's literally 5 to 6 hours out of my um, trimester. And that really isn't fair to me or the other students, because that's 5 to 6 hours that I'm not grading their assessments, and it's putting me behind. So Go Formative, if you don't have an account, you need to sign up with your school email. So goformative.com is where you go. So goformative.com is the website. You can always just type in Go Formative. Sign up with your school email, okay? And also use the name that is on your school account, okay? This is a big deal, because when I have to transfer grades, your names aren't the same, then it doesn't come up in the list the same, and I'm looking. So this is mandatory. It needs to be in the name of your school account. If it is not currently right now, please go in and change it. There was some from last trimester, and I did ask you to go in and change your names. Please do not use nicknames. So if your name is, example, Nicole on your school account, please don't put in Nikki or Nick or anything like that. I need your correct name in there. So please change it right now. The class code for this trimester is capital A, capital U, capital X, capital T, capital Q, capital D. I found if you use it in lowercase, it does not put you in the right class. So please use the capital letters. Sign up for your account immediately, because you have a pretest you need to take. Like I said, unit tests have not been created yet, and I am working on them at this point. So please sign up right now. You do have a feedback loops pretest already in there. This needs to be taken by next Friday. That's the last day for it. So 10 points for taking it. Please, if you get to a question, remember, you get 10 points for taking it. So if you get to a question, you have no idea what the answer is, please do not just guess at one. I want to know that you don't know. It is perfectly fine. It is a pretest. It is stuff that you probably should not know. Okay. So if you don't know, click I don't know. It does not hurt you whatsoever. Please don't just choose one, because if you get it right, then I have an idea that you already know the information and I may not go over it as thoroughly as you need. So I don't know is a perfectly good answer, especially if I put it on there. And it says I don't know yet because you're going to learn it. Okay, so that is the extent of what we need to do. So remember, go in, take your pretest, go formative. The code is right here. I'm also going to put it in the place where your recordings and everything are under class materials. I'm also sending it out in emails. So please go in and create your account immediately. I only had 50 done yesterday out of 144 students. So it's very important that you do this. I appreciate your time, and I hope to see you on Tuesday when everybody is in class. Thanks, and I will see you soon.